Hey everyone, Dr. Zeo here again, and today we are finally here to review Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Episode 1, Lightning Strikes. So, let's get right into it. As always, we're going to do our summary, likes, dislikes, and then our conclusion. I'll be nixing the questions of the week just because it didn't really seem like a popular thing, so I figured why go through the effort of making those kind of questions of the week format, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this episode picks up where basically Dino Fury Season 2 left off, with the Rangers pursuing Lord Zedd on planet Zordnia. Now, as we learn throughout the episode, Zordnia is where the Morphin Masters went to hide Lord Zedd. Unfortunately, there's an organization called Squid Ink Inc., helmed by CEO Bajilia Nair and her daughter Squillia Nair. Now, Bajilia came to the planet to mine its resources for, resources. And in the process, she was able to find an energy signature, which turned out to be Zedd himself. So, after 40 scientists dying, she was able to unearth Lord Zedd, get him out of his prison, and that's kind of where things start off from here. So, the opening battle is basically a lot of chaos. We're treated to a nice little one-shot scene of the Rangers, Morphin Masters, Billy and Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger outfit, and then Mick, all fighting together to stop Lord Zedd, the Sentinels, basically the foot soldier for the season, and then Squid Ink forces, basically different monsters. They're kind of like background fodder for the season, and yeah, it's a lot going on. It gives us a really nice, one-shot pan. I guess it was filmed by a drone of just the battle going on, and I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. But basically throughout the episode, the Rangers are fighting Lord Zedd. As the episode progresses, we do learn that Billy and Mick are on the planet looking for the Altar of Zordnia. Basically, the Altar of Zordnia is what holds the Cosmic Fury Zords themselves. They're trying to find the Altar of Zordnia, and they got involved in the battle, during that process. And essentially, throughout the episode, while all this battle is ensuing, Scrozzle pops up because he's now being employed by Squid Ink. And Scrozzle has what's called a Master Captivator. Using the Master Captivator, we deal with the Morphin Master problem, in that he captures all 6 Morphin Masters, so they're off the playing field. They can't help the Rangers. Now, it's important to note that I said 6 Morphin Masters. We'll get back to that here in my dislike section, but just take note of that. So in capturing the Morphin Masters, they're no longer on the playing field, they can't help the Rangers, but just before Master Red's captured, he tosses his scepter over to Javi. Javi grabs it, and he sees the location of the Altar of Zordnia. So, the Rangers are losing the battle heavily. Lord Zedd's on the playing field now as well. He starts beating up all the Rangers, and in the process, Squillia ends up summoning a monster called Doodrip. And Doodrip has a poison he shoots at the Rangers, which they know does not work. However, Lord Zedd also notes that it was made specifically to make Ollie evil again. So it's specifically tuned to his morphin energy or something along those lines, specifically to make him evil yet again. And it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So Ollie's now working for Lord Zedd again, and in the process, he activates the cosmic portal, Dino Key, and basically the combination of the Shadow and the Raptor Dino Keys, because they still have access to those Dino Keys, even though they don't have access to the Zords anymore. And he opens up a portal, which Lord Zedd kicks Zato into. So now Zato's off the playing field as well. So now we're just down to 6 Rangers: Amelia, Izzy, Javi, Ion, Mick, and Billy. The 6 Rangers, seeing that they're losing the battle, they all teleport to the Altar of Zordnia. Now, Lord Zedd's forces, Lord Zedd basically commands Ollie to pursue after them in one of the squid drills. Squid drills are basically what Squid Ink uses to mine, to strip a planet for its resources, and then using that, they make basically an infinite supply of Sentinels. So, Ollie hops into one of the squid drills and pursues the Rangers. He activates the thermal sensing, kind of similar to how he suggested to activate the thermal sensing to, search Rafcon for any signs of life. He activates the thermal sensor to kind of find where the Rangers are. Now, at the altar of Zordnia, this is where Mick mentions that this is what Billy and him were on the planet for, basically to find the altar and do something with it, I guess. They don't really go into specific details about why they want to find the altar, but they're basically there to find it. And Mick gives us a little bit of a lore drop for the altar of Zordnia, basically saying that it's said to hold the Cosmic Fury Zords, which are ancient, legendary. They haven't been proven to exist. They're things of legend. And Billy does drop a little bit of an Easter egg saying that they came here specifically because, or it makes sense that the Morphin Masters hid them here because that's where the Shogun Zords were hid way back when in the Mighty Morphin days. So, on the altar of Zordnia, they note that there's like a Zord formation there led by the Cosmic Lion Zord. So, they see there's also a hole there for the Morphin Master staff. Before Javi can put the Morphin Master staff in there, they know, hey, let's not do this. This is created by the Morphin Masters. It wasn't created for humans specifically. And this thing, there's a lot of lightning being that's being conducted into the altar of Zordnia. So it's basically harboring a lot of energy, and that can be dangerous. Now, after noting this, Ollie and Squidrill and his Sentinels pop up, and they start shooting at the Rangers. The Squidrill transforms into like this giant robot mode, starts shooting at the Rangers again. During all the turmoil, Javi grabs the scepter, Master Red scepter, from Mick and jams the scepter into the altar of Zordnia, thereby summoning the Cosmic Fury Zords. However, it does come at a grave mistake, and that being his right arm. And we're going to get to that in just a second. Basically, this summons the Zords. Javi goes into shock from losing his arm. Mick, Javi, and the Scepter all teleport away from there, while the rest of the Rangers command the Cosmic Fury Zords, with Amelia taking the Lion Zord because it's supposed to be the center of the combination. They fight. They basically combine into a Megazord form, and they fight the Squidrill mecha. Let's call it the Squidrill Zord. They fight the Squidrill Zord, and they basically end up beating it. And not before Amelia teleports into the Zord, uses the Sleep Dino Key to put the Sentinels and Ollie asleep. Grabs Ollie, teleports out of there. They destroy the Squidrill, and then we go back to Dinohenge, but not before checking on Lord Zedd, who says that they're basically going to go to Earth to pursue the Rangers. So back at Dinohenge, the Rangers are kind of arguing about what to do, what are the next steps. Ion wants to go find Zato. Mick wants to go find the Ninja Nexus Prism, maybe to use that in some way, shape, or form. Meanwhile, Tarek is there as well, trying to figure out what he should do to help out, and Pop Pop's kind of lending his hand as well. And Amelia's like, okay, step back. We need to first figure out how to deal with Lord Zedd. Ollie and Javi will figure out what to do with them as well. She's basically taking command of everything. And Tarek says, okay, us and the Ravkonians will be here if you need us. We will lend our forces, we'll lend our hand to you. Meanwhile, Mick is like, okay, Billy and we'll let the other Rangers around the world know to be on guard just in case Lord Zedd makes his appearance. And at that point, the episode kind of ends on a more slightly positive note, with Billy reassuring the Rangers that they've been prepared for this and they've been through hard times before and they can handle whatever Lord Zedd ends up throwing at him, despite how dire the situation seems like it is right now. With all that said, let's go ahead and talk about my likes for the episode. First things first, the scale of the opening battle. That drone shot of them just moving in through the battle and seeing the CGI Morphin Masters popping up and, doing, just jamming their scepters and firing energy blasts at different monsters, and seeing the Rangers over here fighting different monsters as well. It looked cool. It looked really cool, if not a little bit chaotic. It was kind of hard at times to really pay attention to what all was going on because of just how much was going on. But I feel like it also properly communicated the chaotic nature of that battle. There's no real best way to kind of approach that kind of situation, and I feel like they utilized it pretty well. Even after that one shot, just seeing the chaos of all the Rangers fighting different Sentinels and different monsters of the week, or different monsters in general, was good. It was very, very good. Now, throwing an Easter egg of us returning to Zordnia after all these years, after not having it there since Mighty Morphin, was unexpected, but I appreciate it. Again, it's there for the people who really like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, who really appreciate those kind of lore expansions, and yeah, I liked it being there. Scrozzo also capturing the Morphin Masters was a good way to take them off the field. As I mentioned earlier, the Morphin Masters are a force to be reckoned with. Yes, we know that they're not infinite in their power, but they are still very powerful. We know that Lord Zedd can take on at least one Morphin Master by himself. We don't know how he would fare against all 6 Morphin Masters, or even 3 Morphin Masters like the end of Dino Fury showed us. So having a way to immediately take them off the field makes the stakes of this episode so much higher, the stakes of the season so much higher, because not only do we have the Rangers without the Morphin Master's assistance there, but now we also have to figure out a way to free the Morphin Masters, get Javi a new arm, and then also figure out how to get Ollie away from Lord Zedd and how to free him from his clutches, so to speak. So there's a lot going on this season so far, and I'm here for it. I'm here for every bit of it. Speaking of which, though, there's a lot of good funny moments in there here, too. It's not all serious business from the start. I mean, it is a lot of serious business, but they do throw in some good lines to kind of breathe moments of levity throughout the episode. There's a scene here where Ollie is freaking out or fanboying about Billy Cranston, the CEO, owner of Cranston Technologies, which we established in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, being there. And Amelia cheekily says to Ollie, you're going to make your girlfriend jealous. And I like that. It was funny. It was a short, brief line, and I appreciate those kind of moments within Power Rangers. Additionally, we also got some funny moments from the villains. Squillia asks her mom, Bajilia, if she can go off and help Lord Zedd fight the Rangers, and Bajilia responds with, I suppose you're 218 years old, so you're old enough to go down there as well. Again, it's just little itty-bitty moments like this that just make me laugh in Power Rangers. And speaking of which, the voices for Bajilia, Lord Zedd, and Squillia are all good. They're all on point, and I absolutely love them. I can't wait to hear more of them as the season progresses. And there are also some throwbacks to Dino Fury. When the Rangers teleport to the altar of Zordnia, they all demorph because they figure out, okay, we're away from the immediate threat, we don't need to be morphed anymore. And Amelia's worried about Ollie, but Izzy reassures her that we've cured him once, we can cure him again. We'll just use the same thing. It's gonna be okay, even if, that may or may not work out. But it's good that they didn't forget about that. They didn't even forget about Solon's Roar, which we only ever saw once in Dino Fury, but it's nice to see that those little moments are there for people who actually watched through all of Dino Fury. And it's nice that we can appreciate those little itty-bitty Easter eggs. Also, the Zord CGI is really good. As we already know, they got the Zord models for the individual Cosmic Fury Zords from Toei, so it makes sense that the Zord CGI here would be good. And they also had access to the Squidro Zord on hand, like the actual suit for that. So it makes sense that the CGI and that fight would be really good. Additionally, the cockpit was really, really good. The cockpit for the individual Zords are all very, very nice. And there's no, Zord-specific weapon that they've had for God knows how many years at this point. It's just them, again, using the handles in the Zord to finish off the monster with the final attack. And I love that. I also always appreciate a Zord where you're sitting down in a cockpit. I just feel like it gives you more room to appreciate the little mechanics in there. And I like that. I like that a lot. But let's go ahead and segue into our dislikes. Basically, my main dislike here was the fact that we have 6 Morphin Masters. So if you've watched Dino Fury, which I suspect that you have at this point, you'll know that at the start, Zato told us that all 6 Morphin Masters gave the Dino Fury Rangers and his Knights of Ravcon their powers. They made them the Dino Fury Power Rangers. After that, though, Master Blue reveals that there are many Masters destroyed. They're basically hunted down by some evil unnamed force. So they retreated to keep watch on the Morphin Grid and to play a more hands-off role on things. They still gave Rangers their powers and all that, but at that point, there were only 3 Morphin Masters we saw. Masters Green, Red, and Blue, with Master Green being the main Morphin Master we saw throughout the season. So at this point, we're led to believe that there are only 3 Morphin Masters left at all. And then Cosmic Fury starts with all 6 Morphomasters being alive, and it feels like a giant retcon that I hope gets explained somewhere in Cosmic Fury, because it doesn't make sense that there are 6 Morphomasters when we've only really seen 3 Morphomasters, and they made it a point to say that many Masters were destroyed by some evil force. Now, I suppose you could say that, the core colors we saw 65 million years ago weren't the only Morphomasters. There may have been an orange, a silver, a gold, not gold, but what is it? Different colors of Morphomasters we just hadn't seen, but it would be helpful to point that out either in Dino Fury or Cosmic Fury before introducing us to the 6 Morphomasters just being alive all willy-nilly, because at face value, it comes off as a retcon that just doesn't make any sense. So I'm hoping that within Cosmic Fury's 10-episode run, they take some time to explain where these 6 Morphomasters came from and how we went from just 3 all the way back to the full 6 Morphomasters. But otherwise, that's really all. That's it. That's all I had to dislike about the episode. I'm just going to read from my conclusion here, in that Lightning Strikes is an incredibly strong premiere for Power Rangers Cosmic Fury that continues the momentum that we saw at the end of Dino Fury Season 2. We get a great one-shot scene, good fight choreography, and a clear look at the stakes of this season. Though the episode is quite packed, the pacing never feels too fast. The only blemish is the retcon of there being 6 Morphomasters rather than 3, but I'm hoping that sometime they explain where the other 3 Morphomasters came from, or exactly how we went from 3 to 6. The mystery behind, what Zedd might do with the Morphomasters, how Javi's going to adjust to his new one-arm life, and how the Rangers are going to find Zato and cure Ollie add even more to the already full plate that this team has to deal with. And I can't wait to see how this story plays out through the 10-episode run. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Zeo. I will see you tomorrow in my episode 2 review. But for now, again, thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Zeo. Hope you all have a good day, have a good night, wherever you may be, and I will see you all next one. Ciao.